Hello, everybody. Gary Laubach. I am still behind the mic, but I'm behind the mic with Mike. It is Coach Mike McGarvey as he's getting ready for the basketball season. Not all that far away. St. Joe's on the 6th of November, so that's right around the corner. And Mike, you and I didn't really have much of an opportunity to talk at the end of the season last year after that great finish that the Leopards had. So first of all, congratulations on that. I don't know whether to call you a first-year coach or a 1.6-year coach. I'm not quite sure what that is. But you got to be feeling really good about getting back into the action from the very beginning. No more chaos. Let's get rolling.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. It was a fun season to finish on a high note and have a chance to play for a championship, obviously. And that's what everybody wants in college basketball, to have a chance to cut down the nets and go to March Madness. And I'm excited for this year's group. I think that leaving on a high note at the end of the year has prepared us well for setting some expectations that are maybe a little bit higher than we've had in the past. And we've been practicing that way for the most part, and I think we're eager to get the season started.
Okay, let's take a look at this season. You've got 9 players back, so you've got some veterans, and almost all of them saw plenty of playing action last year. Ryan Pettit, John Brantley, Devin Hines, Eric Sundberg, Isaiah Thompson, Kyle Jenkins, Justin Vanderbond, TJ Berger, and Chris Rabayo. They are all back. I remember talking about all of them during the season last year. So that certainly is a great nucleus to center around. My first question, who's the most improved player so far that you've seen?
Well, Ryan Pettit's really come on. I think everybody has made great strides in improvement. I think Ryan Pettit and Chris Rabayo jumped to mind right away. They've taken big steps from last year in terms of their effectiveness on the court day in and day out in practice. But each of those players that you mentioned has taken some big steps. I think Justin Vanderbond and TJ Berger have finished the year at a really high note. Kyle Jenkins performed pretty steadily throughout the season, so I think they're ready for a bigger step. Eric Sundberg, Devin Hines, and John Brantley are all in the mix competing for opportunities differently than they had in years past. So I think having that nucleus of returners and those upperclassmen, it really helps our younger guys get thrown into the mix early and know what the expectation is to compete at a high level every single day. So it's been really beneficial for us.
Do you have every position sort of already filled with not just one player or 2 players, but a number of players?
Yeah, you're touching on some depth there. I think we do have some depth. I think we have the opportunity to play with some lineups and mix up what could be a good offensive lineup, what could be a good defensive lineup, where we could go zone occasionally. What's our best shooting lineup? Can we throw some size out there, be versatile? So as a coaching staff, we have a lot of opportunity to, look at what game is coming up and see where we could be, where we could take advantage of what the defense gives us or what the opponent is showing, and mix and match some playing combinations that could be really exciting.
Every year with Fran O'Hanlon, I think my question always centered around rebounding because it was always going to be problematic. Sure. This is as big a basketball team as I think we've had in years.
Yeah, and I think we're trying to take a big step on the offensive glass as well. A year ago, we didn't shoot the ball particularly well from the three-point line. And so with that, there's a lot of opportunities to get offensive rebounds. So we've been very focused in particular about how we're going to attack the offensive glass, and it's provided us a lot of opportunity. And I think with that size, and especially versatility, because with our size, we have mobile forwards that can do a bunch of different things, and we've got positional length of the guard position with some athleticism that should provide us, a good chance to be good.
So who will be making the threes? Are you a good shooting basketball team, do you think, or is that something that really needs to mature and get better as the season progresses?
Yeah, I think we're inconsistent. So there's moments where we go through and we are really shooting it very well. We're paying a lot of attention to our ability to shoot the three and the free throw line in practice this year. I think those are 2 areas that if we show continued improvement and growth combined with staying consistent defensively, I think we'll be right there in every single game. But it's been inconsistent at the moment. I'm trying to figure out what are the opportunities for really good shots, shot selection or personnel groups that can make shots at a high clip. And then it's just, at the end of the day, it's confidence, right? You got to be able to see the ball go in the basket before you're taking the shot. And you've got to be able to step up and make it when the time calls.
Plenty of names that I don't know because they're freshmen. I haven't really seen much of them yet. Some of the names are a little more difficult to pronounce than others, and maybe I'll leave that up to you. But you got someone out of the portal, out of the Eastern Michigan. He's a transfer. Luka Savicevich, I think is the way he says his name. He will be a guard. Luke Rasmussen, he's a 6'7" player out of the Hill School. He's a guard. Mark Butler out of Philadelphia. William Penn Charter. Mike Bednoston. He's a 6'11" Trinity High School state champion freshman. Andrew Phillips out of Malvern Prep, a guard. And Josh, I think it's Weiche out of Philadelphia, Cristo Ray. You obviously have some pretty good pedigree in terms of where these kids came from. Talk a little bit about them as a group.
Sure. And for their sake and their family's sake, we'll make an early season correction.
Okay.
Savicevic and Weish.
Okay.
And you got all the rest of them correct. So, the new players have really, they fit in very well from the start. Most of them came for some portion of the summertime, which was a great head start. And then as we got into the fall and into practicing, the example that's been set by the returners is something that the younger guys have taken and have really run with it. So I'm very excited for the entire group. They've all got consistently better. Luca, who was our transfer from Eastern Michigan, had knee surgery in the summertime. So he's just now starting to get back into the mix of things. It's been a long recovery process for his knee, but he will be fine and he will be healthy when the season starts, I believe. And the rest of the guys add different dynamics. You know, we have some versatility in Phillips, Rasmussen, and Weish. More size and versatility at the wing guard spot. Mark Butler is a true point guard, and he makes a lot of plays off the bounce. And Mike Bednostin, I think, has a chance to really set the stability of our future at the center position. So really excited about that group, and I think a lot of them are in the mix to earn some playing time even early on. Yeah, which is exciting as well.
Talk about your staff a little bit. Almost everybody's back.
Yeah, great staff. So Coach O'Brien, we'll start with him. I had a chance to coach him, and he's from my high school where we went to school. Also, Mark Butler is from our high school as well. So he's a hard worker, very talented, obviously played at a high level in the Patriot League, can really connect with our players, does a great job on the court and with scouting. Coach Cameron Ayers was a phenomenal player in the Patriot League, one of the best players in Bucknell history, adds that pedigree. His coaching family with his brother and his father, who NBA and G League currently, and is someone who has walked in the shoes of our student athletes. So he provides a great example every single day about what it takes to be successful within our league and at a school like Lafayette College. Nikolai Arnold is new, but he spent 3 seasons with me as an assistant coach when I was the head coach at Lycoming. And from an analytics standpoint, it's really helped us. He does a lot with our statistics. He does a lot with charting our films. He's a great on-the-court coach as well, and a really hardworking recruiter. And then happy to announce the newest member of our staff. Jalen Hayes took a new position at Cornell. He got an assistant coaching spot, so we're very happy for him and hopeful that he's going to have a great career. But in his replacement is Darius Dangerfield, who I had a chance to coach for 3 years. He was a point guard on 2 championship teams at Lycoming College and has been coaching and teaching in the Baltimore area where he's from. So happy to announce that he's with us and he's hit the ground running. He's been great for our staff and for our players, and I think that we've got good continuity with the staff moving forward and have a chance to be really successful in helping our guys have a good season.
Speaking of great for the players, obviously the early independent schedule is exciting. You go to St. Joe's. I know you're really looking forward to that. But then you go to the West Coast and you go to UCLA, Pepperdine. That's got to be just a great experience, no matter what the outcomes of those games are.
Yeah, no doubt. Now I'll rewind a little bit. I'm kind of a basketball geek from Philadelphia, right? So I have a chance now to play at St. Joseph's in the first season. I have a chance as somebody who's stayed connected in basketball to be at the Palestra for 3, and that's a little bit later down the road. But that also in the second game of the year to go to UCLA and play in the Pavilion. I think it's remarkable that we have that opportunity to do that. So I'm grateful to be able to lead a team in those situations, and I hope that those experiences are going to provide memories for our players for a lifetime. So.
Well, I'm certainly looking for the memories that will be provided this season. It looks like it'll be an exciting season. Certainly, we'll watch the development of this basketball team as they get ready for the Patriot League. Mike, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you on the court.
Pleasure. Can't wait.
All right. Go Leopards.